G'day everyone, welcome to Hook, Line and Sinker, the lap of Australia Digs. And look, we're trucking along nicely, but there is one species of fish that we cannot not catch on our lap of Australia.
He's the hero species, Drew, of inland Australia. He's the one who wears the slouch hat with the sort of the corks hanging off it.
Yeah.
It is, of course, the Murray Cod, and we are inland New South Wales, the epicentre of cod country.
Hey, Digs, you're on!
That's a better cod. Look at that cod.
That's a better cod on the swim, mate.
That's a big fish.
Yeah! This is what it's all about, having a bar crusher like this driving around the country.
Look at that. Only green piece we're here. Clip up. If you fall in the water, you do that sort of thing. Look at that.
Oh, look at the size of it! Oh, look at the size of it! This week's destination of the week is the Sapphire City, Inverell, famous for gems, Steve Elkington the golfer, and of course the biggest Murray Cod in the country thanks to Copeton Dam.
Our destination of the week is brought to you by the 3-litre, 430 Newton-metre 6-speed Isuzu D-Max with power to burn and 3.5-tonne towing across all the 4x4 models. D-Max is making mincemeat of our tow around the country.
Speaking of our tow around the country, here's a quick recap of what we've been up to so far. We picked up a brand new Bar Crusher 780 hardtop in Melbourne, hitched her up and started driving. The fish species count so far is up to 40-something, everything from trout to dolphin fish. There's been highs.
It's the first!
Get the net.
It's the first! Hey, Digs, you're on!
Oh, how about that, eh?
And this is what it's all about, having a bar crusher like this driving around the country. And there's been lows. Could well be the same, poor Jackson shark. I mean, you wouldn't know, would you?
No, hard to know.
Well, I've wrapped my lure around this barbed wire fence.
Oh, that's the swivel there.
Oh!
Pull the hooks. Pull the hooks.
And plenty of driving, and that's what brings us inland, some 400 kilometres west along the Guida Highway to a creek near Inverell.
The thing about Inverell, Digs, is that every little puddle, every river, every creek holds cod.
We've spoken to a lot of people in the town, told them, they say, where are you going? And we say, we can't tell you where we're going, but they've got somewhere that they go.
Yeah, we just didn't know.
No, we didn't really know, but we know now. We've spoken to the person. This is the Morden Creek.
Yep.
It's on private property. You've got to know people to get in here.
Yep.
But we're assured it is very, very good. Looks very good.
Let's catch a cod.
No, you jump.
No. So the man that we've put in charge of trying to tick the Murray Cod off our species list is this man, Josh Usher, mate. Welcome back to Hook, Line and Sinker.
Thank you.
You're known as the GOAT in cod fishing circles. That stands for the greatest of all time. You've hosted us here before. We caught lots of big cod.
Yeah.
Mate, tell us a little bit about this little creek.
Morden Creek. Like, we've been lucky enough to come up here.
Yeah.
You know, through a couple of good mates, Mike Stewart and John Potty. We've previously fished this. There's a lot of good fish in here.
Yep.
Big numbers. Hopefully we might be able to pluck a few off the top water, try some new lures out and just have good fun.
All right, so it's just like little pools like this and we'll sort of fish 3 or 4 of them. It's the afternoon. We've got a couple
we'll walk down, and as we get further down we might swing over the surface.
Rightio, I'm having a cast. And what's the go? Just roll it back?
Yeah,
over
just
the
a
rock.
slow roll back.
Full of cod. First cast, nothing. Second cast, a follow. Oh, there's one, following it.
Seen it?
Yep, he's still on it.
He turned away. Oh, here he goes. Let him go. Yep, there you go.
Right.
No.
Third cast, bang. I've got him on third cast. This is the best cod fishing ever in the history of the world, Josh. Third cast and cod on. Had a follow second cast. And how about this? This isn't a bad cod either. This isn't a bad cod. And mate, I was talking to you last night. We were sort of having a pre-planning drink at the bar. And I sort of said, you know, Inverell must be the greatest spot in Australia to catch cod. Would you agree with that?
I definitely agree.
This area, this New England area?
Yeah, there'd be nowhere else that'd fish like this.
Look at this thing. That's not a bad cod. Like, if you were to fish the Murray River, for example, and catch that,
Yeah.
that would be kind of the cod of the season. For us, anyway. I mean, we have spent 5 days trying to catch that fish and not catching anything. And look at that. We've done it in 3 casts. Mate, this is going to be good.
I think we're in for a good time.
This is going to be good, particularly if they're all like that.
Well, yeah, they'll get better than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. And this is the new Zerich swim bait?
Yeah, that's the live swim bait.
Yep.
From Zerich.
What have you caught on them?
My best 2 fish on there has been 105 and a 115.
Righto. Well, I've had 3 casts with it.
And you've seen
that's
2
my
fish.
Best fish. So yeah, righto.
Very
Let's
good.
get him off and get another one. Rightio, cod number 1. So it was worth, I think you'd have to say, it was worth the sort of 400k detour from the coast to cod country.
Smack. Oh, God. That was my second cast and I had a touch. And if you're a cod fisherman, if you're looking for cod country, this is pretty good.
This is perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
A nice, deep, slow running hole with a bit of water at each end. There's going to be a cod here shortly. Come on, buddy.
Come out from under that rock there.
Yep. Oh. God.
Good.
Oh. I'm missing plenty, Josh. What am I doing wrong?
Just out of luck. Keep going. It'll happen.
How many years you been out of luck for?
Too many.
Pretty solid decade, I reckon.
I'd say it's going to change.
If there's anywhere in the world to break a cod hoodoo, it's here. And sure enough, a change of spots did the trick. It's on! Yes, the worm has turned. Oh, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. What's the talk, Josh, for what's textbook cod fighting? Just smack them on the head quickly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Get them up.
Yeah.
And wait for the fight to go out of them.
Yeah, get him close there. Like they'll settle down, and I'll lip grip him. And
Righto. So that's good. That's a place to start for a young man making
definitely.
his way in the game.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yes,
so
yes. You're really upset by that fish, aren't you?
they'll only go up from here.
Good. Let's get it back in there and get a bigger one.
Righto.
Well done, mate. Well done, you.
Still to come today, we hit the big city lights for a wild night out in Brisbane, explore the inner hunter-gatherer in us, and next we find out exactly why the Inverell area is famous for big cod. You're watching Hook, Line and Sinker, and our lap of Australia has taken a detour in New England in the search for Murray Cod. Currently we are fishing a rocky little creek with a man we call the Goat, and for good reason. Oh God. Really?
He's hesitating.
God.
Don't put your foot in that water.
Really? Why?
Well, it'd be slippery as buggery.
Do you reckon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You do it.
Then I'm out there on my own.
Yeah.
Because you won't go.
I just want to see it done.
Goat does it easy, but he's a goat.
Well, he's a goat. This is the thing. I mean,
they're very sure on their feet. I've once seen one standing on top of a strainer post, Drew. But you're also quite lithe, aren't you? Cat-like.
yeah.
Like one of those, what are they called? Ragdoll cats. Like old Muffin, you are.
I'm Muffin the ragdoll cat.
Away you go, Muffin.
Quite easy, actually.
Is it?
Just stretch.
That was easy.
That was nothing.
mine
It was
don't
easy.
I
matter.
don't know what you're worried about. I have no
All
idea.
right. We fished on, putting a few casts here and there, and there were plenty of hungry cod.
Got him on. I've got him on and going. I was just starting to feel like this is more like cod fishing as I know it. We'd had a few casts for nothing. But you were very, very, very confident that this hole would produce.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, good, because it has.
It has.
Yeah, look at that. Lovely, lovely Murray Cod. And the swim bait, it's not hard to fish. You just throw it out, slowly wind it in, and the lure does the work for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's realistic, you know, so yeah, you put your cast in and just a very slow retrieve.
Yeah, there's no jerking or fishing or real skill to it. Just throw it out and wind it in and catch a beautiful cod.
None of you seen that red belly black snake you walked over. They all walked clean over top of it.
What?
It was dead, so don't worry about it.
Goat.
Fish on! Yes, good fish.
Now, how am I going to land that?
Now, goat, that's entirely up to you. There is a little goat sort of landing area up here where you can get close-ish to the water, not super close. Right, so this may be, goat, my PB New England cod. I think he might be just a touch better than the other one.
And Dogs, we're going cod for cod.
Yep.
And
look, I've had 6 casts, I reckon.
So you couldn't do this in, say, for example, Copeton, because you'd be going sort of, or the Murray River.
Yeah. So
Waker is South Australia, the Murray River.
6 days before you got to have a fish.
Yeah.
Or in some cases longer than that. Yeah, beautiful fish, mate. Well done. And these fish, goat, where do they come from? You know, what's their life story? Are they natural fish?
Oh, I think a lot of these have been stocked through here over the years. They certainly breed through here now.
Yeah. And this is a headwater, I guess, or this feeds into Copeton. This
eventually it runs from the Morden into the Guida, which feeds Copeton. So.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going pretty well, it would have to be said. I have to give my rod back to Drew, but anyway, other than that, good job on you. That was
short-lived.
Getting down there to get my fish. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Well done.
Very good. Well, we've got pliers there, mate.
Hey, you, just remember the role of the cameraman. Bill, not so much to blab. Generally speaking, the cameraman, he don't blab.
Oh, don't get kicked in the face. Oh, fall in the water.
He's not a blabbing role. He's quiet as a mouse. Zip it. Nice release, goat.
You're a legend, goat.
Look at the way he goes up that hill, like a little goat. If you took your shoes off, would your feet be closed?
And got on all fours.
No, that'll definitely not be
happening.
Have
you got hooves?
But Dogs, that's the first fish we have ever seen the goat actually catch.
Is that true?
Yep.
That is true.
Yeah. Well done you, goat. Congratulations.
I'm on the board.
Yeah, you are.
Goat, again, you've just changed lures to a colour that you're happy with. And, you know, 3 or 4 casts, 3 or 4 bumps, a couple of fish.
Yeah, it's definitely been that colour all along.
So colour is important?
Definitely colour, yeah, it can make the world of difference. You see, I've rolled through 5 or 6 different colours until I put this on.
Josh, if someone is planning a trip to Inverell, when should they come? What time of year? What phase of moon, you know, to give yourself a best chance?
Oh, look, I'd say the new moon always fishes better, leading up to the full.
Okay, and time of year?
Time of year, you know, as long as it's not too cold. Look, I like anywhere through July to September before the close. You got to remember, like, all these creeks are closed to, like, for breeding season for Murray Cod, through September to the first weekend in December. So you got to work around that.
Stick around after the break. A good day is about to get even better. If you love Hook, Line and Sinker, then don't let the magic end when the show does.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, constantly posting updates and videos about our adventures.
There we go! Holy! Big smile!
Feel free to join in the conversation, post stories and pictures of your greatest catches and keep up to date with where we've been and where we're going.
Oh, look at the size of it! Oh, look at the size of it!
So jump online today and become part of the Hook, Line and Sinker team. Welcome back to the show and welcome back to cod country. So far we've all caught some beautiful Murray cod, a species we were keen to tick off the list as we continue our lap of the country.
Good cod.
Big cod?
Yeah, good cod. Good cod. Best cod of the day so far. And
Really?
It was right there.
See it.
It was right there and I watched it come out and eat my lure.
How about that?
Right at my feet. Look at the size of this cod. That's a better cod.
Much. Oh,
That's a better
God,
cod.
look at that cod.
That's a better cod on the swim bait.
Hang on.
I mean, that is
90 there.
that's my PB cod. Get it, goat. Get in there, goat. Come on, goat.
Easy now.
No, don't panic, goat. Don't panic, goat. Don't cock this up. Oh, you haven't. Have a look at this thing.
All right.
I'm actually shaking because that is why those things are famous, isn't it? That's why people travel thousands of kilometres to come here and fish this part of the world. I mean, the fight lasted 20 seconds. It's not about that. I watched that thing open its mouth and eat the swim bait just there at my feet.
I think, that's what it's really about. It's that initial take and the visual, like actually watching a fish take your lure at your feet. It's crazy.
Scared.
You wouldn't know it was there.
It is scary. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's a beautiful cod.
That's a nice fish. I'd
Mate,
say
that's a nice fish.
you would be getting up around that 90.
Oh, good grief. Good grief.
Good grief.
You want to hold?
Yeah, I'll give it a cuddle, mate. Yep, that's very good. That's very good.
Very nice fish.
Oh, mate, that is unreal. What a spot, eh?
Mike was saying there was a 97 in here, and I reckon that'd be very close.
That's a big cod. I mean,
It's a nice fish.
That's the biggest cod I've ever caught. And that is pretty special. That is a pretty special fish. We'll go out backwards.
There he goes. They're remarkably...
Not really phased about it.
No, they're not really, are they?
You look after them, eh? Like that. I have no doubt that fish would feed again tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah, right.
What about feed again right now and you catch yourself a 90? What are we calling him?
Oh, he's over 90.
He's over,
He's
over
90
90.
what? So he's 90.1?
I put him around anywhere from that 94 to that 97.
Let's go in the middle. We'll call him 95 and a half.
Done.
95.
95?
94.
95.
94.
What's your PB cod?
Good fish.
PB cod?
65.
When was that? Most of the rivers around Inverell hold Murray cod and you can catch them year round, but winter is best for big fish. The go-to lure for us was this Xeric live swim bait fished with a slow roll. The cod loved it. Inverell is also famous for Copton Dam, where we enjoyed one early morning session before we had to hit the road again. The dam produces huge cod year round. The highlight is the surface bite just on light of a morning. The Xeric Stalker is the go-to lure here. If you're looking for someone to show you the ropes, then Josh Usher is your man. Check out his Facebook page and contact him from there.
Now for the best place to stay, look no further than the magnificent Club Motel. The newly refurbished rooms are warm and cosy and the motel enjoys all the feature of next door's RSM Club, which serves delicious meals. To find out more, check out inverellrsm.com.au. After the break, we're on the road again, headed for the big city.
Nowhere else in Australia is there a better place than the Australian Maritime College to prepare you for a life at sea.
Andrew, there are onshore facilities, there are simulators, there is even a fleet of ships. It's not your everyday kind of classroom. This is the AMC Beauty Point campus, complete with a suite of boats and ships, and today a few nervous students.
So today we've got our Master 35 metre course underway, and it's a really dynamic day of ship handling, vessel handling assessment. So we're on board Bluefin at the moment. The students behind us, they're in the hot seat, and so one at a time they're getting a chance to practice berthing the vessel in at the wharf.
The Master 35 course is just one of a range of vocational coastal seafaring tickets offered at the college.
In our near coastal area, the courses range from 4 weeks to about 3 months at the most. And it's like an apprenticeship where there's sea time that's involved to get the licence, but as far as the time here at the college goes, it's not like a university degree where you're locked in for a number of years.
The coastal seafaring sector in Australia covers things like the fishing and tourism industries, and the range of students is just as diverse.
We get some students that are straight out of school that perhaps want to go and work on a fishing boat. And we've got others that are in their 50s or 60s that are looking for a career transition and will come to us and do their training.
So if you have a passion for the water and would like to turn it into a career, be sure to check out amc.edu.au for all the details.
And look, I don't want to keep talking about it, but I'm very, very happy about that 97 we're calling it, 97 centimetre cod. We could just call it a metre, I reckon.
I don't think so, Drew.
The magic
Never
metre.
measured
Yep,
it. It looked more like 86 to me.
Got the metre.
Any way, onward and upward from now, Drew.
Look, Doug, speaking of measurements, another fish that people measure, another sort of trophy sports fish, is the threadfin salmon, the king salmon.
Yes, and they're kind of synonymous with the very far northern parts of Australia, but there is somewhere, a big city in actual fact, where the threadfin is a dead set possibility.
That's where we're heading tonight. We arrived in Brisbane just before sunset.
So the road trip rolls on, Andrew, and Country Mouse has become City Mouse. This ribbon of blue is the Brisbane River, and we stand on her banks.
Blue or brown, but I have become very, very excited because it's a big city, the sun's about to go down, and the lights are about to be flicked on.
And so are the fish. Okay, so to tell us all about this, some people may have heard about it, but it's a bit of a strange one. I'd like to introduce Lockie Reid to the program. Lockie,
Nick,
good to meet you, mate.
You too.
Great. Lockie, let's talk about this. So the Brisbane River, not the port, not out in the bay, right smack bang in the middle of town. What are we doing?
Absolutely. Well, this time of year, winter, obviously just coming into winter, all those threadfin that are down at the port, they all move up to the city reaches.
I'll just stop you there. Threadfin salmon we're talking about,
Threadfin
like you
salmon.
might catch in the Northern Territory or something.
Absolutely.
In a Barra Creek.
That's right. Yeah,
Righto.
we've got a great population here in Brisbane.
And in the middle of town, what's brought them here? The nightlife? The restaurants?
It has. Funny enough, it has. All the lights and the urban development that we've got here has created a fishery that's just perfect for these fish. So.
Well, this proves to be very entertaining. We'll take you through how you go about catching and where you might go about catching a little bit later, but we've got to go and find our spot first, I guess.
That's right. So what we'll do, we'll move around a fair bit. The fish move, they move up and down with the tide. They follow the bait up and down the river. So we've got prawns and some river herring moving up. So the fish are following those up and down the river. And that's where we're going to go and look for the threadfin.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Lockie, how important is your sounder for the hunt for the elusive threadfin salmon?
The sound is the number one tool on the boat, really. Without that, it makes fishing very hard.
Yeah, right. So you've got side imaging, down imaging there on the Hummingbird. What? That looks like there's some fish coming in there.
Absolutely. So if we move through here, we should see plenty of fish. There's a nice threadfin sitting on the outside edge there of that structure. Some down in amongst the pylons there. Some more here. As we move up on this front edge, where the current's pushing against it, we should see plenty. And that's them there. There's 40, 50 fish sitting in there.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good that you can see that. Look at that. As the city finished work and headed home, we started casting.
What we're fishing with is a tide trail, Xeric tide trail, and it sits up high. It's a sinking stick bait.
Yep.
It'll sit up high in the water, and that's going to look like a little mullet or a little herring or even a little prawn.
Yeah.
And that's what we've got to make it look like. So we'll cast in, land just on the shadow line, and all you have to do is twitch.
The other technique, the fish trap.
Yep.
You know, obviously a heavier vibe, soft vibe style lure.
We're going to fish the deeper side with the fish trap, and we want to make that look like a little fish getting washed down with the current. So we cast upstream a little bit, and all we're doing is little short hops, wind up the slack, let it hit the bottom again, and just hop it all the way back to the boat on the front edge of that.
We had a few practice casts and kept scouting the river. The real action would start after it got dark.
Yep.
Oh. That was a hit.
Yeah.
That was a hit.
Yep.
And that would have been a fish.
That would have been a fish.
Well, it was a fish.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a threadfin there.
Really?
Yeah. Problem with threadfin is they got super poor eyesight,
Right.
and what they're relying on feel.
They're big whiskers.
Yep, that's right. You do miss quite a few. They come out and swipe at the lure. I've even lassoed them where they've completely missed the lure. The lure's wrapped around them, hooked back onto the line, and
Yeah, rightio. So they're not really good at eating lures.
they're not really good at eating lures.
Threadfin may have been almost blind, but it turned out it was also hungry.
Yep, got him this time. I got him
There we
this
go.
time.
Yeah, that's a nice threadfin
Oh, it's
salmon.
a nice threadfin salmon. You are kidding. From under one of these piers, my
Just
goodness.
take it nice and easy on him because they've got fairly soft mouths. Go forward there, mate.
Oh, he's going, Drew.
He is off, Nick.
He's going.
The
You better
city in the background, and this
look
is
at that. How about that? All
a
those people
sizable-
at work going the extra yard.
Oh no, I'm in big trouble.
I'm going to take you forward there a bit, mate, just to...
Yeah, I'm in trouble. Oh, this fish is gone, surely. No. Come back this way, fish. Come on, do the right thing. This fish is going off. Going off. Oh, you can feel that big tail just every time he
He's
goes.
a nice fish too, mate.
Mate, he's a great fish. Look at this. There's a lot of people over there just still at work. Probably just finishing up for the day. Dykes, you would have finished up about 2 o'clock probably if you had an office job.
I'd be doing the hard yards, Drew. I'd be going long into the night, unaware of the fisheries just below my feet.
It is unreal, isn't it? That's Eagle Street Pier over there. You can smell all the beautiful aromas from the restaurants, the various restaurants. This fish is not caught yet. But
No.
stick around. Still to come today, we'll use a battery to dive for crayfish, and after the break, finally get a look at a Brisbane threadfin salmon. Yamaha Motor Finance is simple, convenient, and is tailor-made to suit your lifestyle. Applications can be completed at one of Yamaha's nationwide dealerships or pre-approved online through the YMF website. Now there is even more reason to take advantage of the benefits Yamaha Motor Finance and Insurance can offer you. Are you ready to make your dream a reality?
Thanks for watching Hook, Line and Sinker, where we're on a sneaky late-night mission to catch threadfin salmon. Before the break, Andrew got a bite, and the battle thus far has been intense.
They are an extraordinarily powerful fish.
They're-
And a fast fish, you know, they go, don't they? They've got a
They do,
massive
yep,
tail.
they do.
And is this typical of the fish you catch here? Is this a good fish?
Ah,
a
this
big
is
fish?
probably
It seems to be going pretty well.
He's going very well. He's got a bit of current to play with there, so he's going back to where he came from.
Don't. Come on, don't. Oh no.
Is there
Jeez,
anything I can do?
not really. We just got to... You can probably just might have to just go a little bit harder on him, try and pull him out of there now. Just screw the drag up a touch, not much.
And the power of positive thought, Drew.
Okay.
This is good. This is good bits.
Oh, this fish is just
It's a
enormous.
nice fish. He's probably a 85, maybe a 90 centimetre fish.
He's a good fish.
He's hooked in the side.
He's hooked in the side, that's why he's fighting, but he's a good, big, great, big, huge fish.
Red
Just got to push off here.
Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening.
Just got to push off here. Okay, we're right. We'll just
We're
pull
on.
that
Oh,
net
the
out.
net's stuck. The net's stuck in the ferry terminal. Now
We're in all sorts.
Other than that, everything's
in-
going exactly to plan.
Yeah, he's sideways there. We're in all
Oh
sorts of trouble
no,
here.
Lockie's almost
I'm gonna
gone
try
down.
and- He's not going to come out of there, is he?
No. Where is he now?
Oh no. We had him.
What pound load are we running?
20.
Oh, there's a lot of tension on that.
He's just not coming, is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Gone.
Right, well there's 15 minutes and beaten up by a big thready. Righto.
Pop or did it pull the lure out of him?
No, topped.
Big
That
fish.
was a good fish, mate. It was in the 90s.
And just like that, the big threadfin was gone. But we fished on.
There we go.
Fish on.
Pull him out.
Pull him out, Drew. Pull him
I'm
out.
pulling him out, mate. I'm pulling him out.
Where is he now? What is he?
Nice
He's a
threadfin.
thready. He's a little thready. He's a little thready.
Horse.
There you
We're back on
go.
the board. He's nothing like the one we lost, but he is the elusive threadfin salmon. How about that? And there's the animal we're talking about. And Lockie, you're saying they don't have great eyesight. They've only got little eyes, haven't they?
They have got little eyes, and that's part of the thing. They up north they feed in dirty water,
Yes.
so they don't need good eyesight.
They don't need to see because they've got those big whiskery things. Look at those. They are quite amazing, and obviously they use those to feel. And say a little prawn, a little herring come at me, and
That's right. They use them to feel. They can feel vibration in the water with those. They also use them to herd the bait in.
That's fantastic. And they grow enormous. I mean, the one we lost was enormous. And what's your best out of it?
I got one 121 the other night. I think 127's the best I've got out of the river.
A metre 27.
A metre 27, yeah.
That's a massive fish. Right.
Yeah, this one's just a pup, but
Just a pup, but we'll put him back. Off he goes.
there he goes.
Good. Threadfin salmon can be found in and around the Brisbane River year-round, but in winter each year they come right up into the city. It's not uncommon to find big schools of the salmon.
Best lures for us, the ever-reliable Xeric Fish Trap and Xeric Trail Weaver. Next on Hook, Line and Sinker, we suit up in search of the world's finest seafood.
If you would like to dig a little deeper into the when, where and how, plus all the latest gear to use, look no further than the team at Wilson Fishing.
He's a good fish. Not a cooter. Look at him go.
A family-owned Australian fishing company, Wilson have the online resources to help you catch more fish more often.
Oh, mate, look at this thing. It's gold.
It's unbelievable.
Xeric Zeppelins.
Well done. Subscribe for your free online magazine, Redefine the Game.
Yes, double booyah! Nice.
Explore countless action-packed YouTube tutorials.
It's 80! That's a beast. That is what fishing is about, is catching things like that in places like this. Absolutely awesome.
And stay up to date via social media for news from all the brands that make Wilson Fishing great. time now on the show, dogs, for something a little bit different. This is hook, line and sinker and dive.
Andrew, this is hook, line and sinker, and today you are the sinker because you are going right to the bottom of the ocean.
So are you. No, not really. We're not going to dive that deep. We're going to dive shallow. We're going to do something that is very close to us that we enjoy doing, and that's grab a couple of crayfish and an abalone.
It is one of the great opportunities to feast on the bounty of the sea. It's sort of autumn here in Tassie, so nice day. Not overly warm, but with a decent wetsuit you can get in the water.
Let's do it. This looks perfect for us to jump in and just sort of have a... I like diving shallow because you're less likely to get eaten.
Do you think though?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. Like I dive so shallow that if a great white shark came in, he'd have his back out of the water to try and eat me. That's how shallow I'm
like,
talking.
yeah, okay, like a seal off a beach sort of thing.
Yeah, he'd have to come in, grab me, and then he might get beached.
So this is our hardcore dive spot. There are some larger boulders sort of coming off that little point out here into the water.
Yep.
For crayfish, they like to live under boulders. They make their little sort of cavey homes under a boulder.
Yep.
So that's what we're looking for. Ground, it's called crayfish ground. Bit of ground down there.
Crayweed, dogs.
Yeah.
You always look for the crayweed.
Yeah.
There's two types of weed.
Yeah.
The crayweed
Yeah.
and the other type.
Yeah.
Then you got to grab them.
Oh, you shouldn't do that. Now, we have donned the neoprene before on hook, line and sinker, and with much success.
Okay. You look knackered.
I look knackered.
Woo-hoo! That's a lovely fish, that one. Oh, good work.
In the past, we've used scuba gear.
That is like picking out some sort of treasure down here.
And at other times, big, heavy and loud dive compressors with 100 metres of hose, the sort which can kill you by poisoning you with carbon monoxide. But today we try something else, and it's called power dive.
There's heaps of it there.
It works beautifully on the surface.
This is going to be so good.
I know.
And look how much stuff there is. This is sitting on a crate too, so it's
Yeah,
not that
yeah,
big.
so no.
And look, you've got, what, 18 metres of rope of hose?
Yep. 1 metre to 6 metres to 2 lots of 6 metres.
Last time we dived with a hooker,
Yeah.
we had 2 lots of 50 metres of
Yeah.
hose, and it takes you, it takes you half an hour to coil the stuff up, and it takes up the whole back of the boat here.
It's palaver, isn't it?
Oh, it's palaver. This is much less palaver. This is going to work.
Now, this stroke is it's a buddy system as much as anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there is a limited, it doesn't make all the air in the world. You know, these are low pressure regulators. What I'm getting at is that you can't take all the air.
Yeah, no,
So there are two
no, you just
people.
breathe hard,
No.
heavy
It
breath.
is the one opportunity in your life that you'll have to actually be an actual oxygen thief.
Well, the thing I like about it though is we're
Yeah.
actually going to have to stay together. Whereas usually when we go diving,
I would run away.
you end up 100 metres that way, I end up 100 metres that way. You're lonely and you don't know where you are. Whereas this, we're together, sort of holding hands.
Yeah. Yeah. How that works?
No, but we'll find out. We need to suit up.
All right.
This is great. Crayfish, abalone. This has changed our lives. Full of excitement, we suited up. Top off. It was time to use battery power to see what was living below.
We're thinking maybe 3 metres is where we'll kind of be. Maybe I'll put my dive watch on. One of the rare people who has a dive watch, such is my passion for the sport. If you're looking into these, this is a Citizen dive watch, and the watch itself, Andrew, is very, very good. But every 12 to 18 months, the rubber band, breaks. And I've spent lots of fun times talking to Citizen about
You're going to get sued.
Sorry?
You're going to get sued.
this. No, they're aware of the problem.
Yeah, I bet they are. Look at that, there's the power dive. I'm jumping in.
diving. Has he got any bubbles coming out of him? Yes. Righto. There are abs here.
Towing the power dive behind us, we headed off in search of dinner, and it didn't take long to find a few little crays. These ones were a little undersized, and here's a demonstration of how quick they are. Got him, and that's one for the pot.
The crays live behind the weed and under the rocks. You find one and you grab him. That's a better cray. The power dive didn't miss a beat, and the big thing we noticed was how clean the air was. Often petrol hookers leave a bad taste, but not the power snorkel. It was clean, quiet and compact. Got to say, it's extremely peaceful here on the boat. Hart is just, as we mentioned, having a swim by himself to see the depth capabilities of the power snorkel, and it does go very well. But on the boat, it's so peaceful and quiet. Now, we should turn our attention to the creatures that we chased today. These are abalone. So these are obviously black lip abalones, kind of synonymous with Tasmania. I think Tassie produces, you know, something like 80% of the world's wild black lip abalone. There's a range of ways that you can cook those. Most people here, you know, traditionally take them out of the shell, bash them with a rock. That's good. They're very good. You can have 10 of those a day. This is also exceptionally good. This is your southern rock lobster. And for these parts, that's not a bad one. Fish of, you know, maybe a kilo, I suppose. He is a male. Really strict on the size limits and how you go about catching these. You must chop the tail as soon as you get them in the boat to mark them, so it's a recreationally caught fish. But that is, in my opinion at least, about as good at eating as anything that you can catch in the sea. I do love the crayfish. So sorry, pal. You're not going back. 2 of these you're allowed. So that's a nice fish.
Yes, and as power dive deflates and you just put it away in its little bag.
Yeah.
I think we stow power dive on the boat now, on any boat we're on forever.
Well, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, what is worth noting is that we legitimately got a 90-minute thereabouts, that's an hour and a half dive with 2 of us on a single battery. So that's...
it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. The day has just gone very quick because we were in the water for a very long time.
Yeah, and I was sort of surprised by that.
Yeah.
There's the little hoses just packed up. Powered!
I'm not sure that's there.
Do you think that goes?
No.
Is that their slogan?
I think that's too much. Yeah.
I'll bring it up with me.
Diving does funny things to you, but it also provides you with the very best chance to catch some of the tastiest seafood on the planet. And the Power Dive Power Snorkel certainly makes that task a lot more enjoyable. To find out more, visit powerdive.com.
Next week on the show, the hook, line and sinker lap continues and goes from highs... Yes, we got one, isn't that excellent? ...to massive lows. This is a lesson for new players. All the fallout next time on Hook, Line and Sinker.